Hey everyone, and welcome back to Pam is in the Garden. Hi, I'm Pam, and I just left my favorite garden center. Picked up a couple of things. They called me and they said, "Hey Pam, we got a couple of things we're putting out. They're not full grown, but if you want to get in to getting something," I said, "I'm on my way, honey." And that's what I did. I picked up a couple of things. And the reason why I did is because I want to educate you a little bit on how to pick your plants, your herbs, your flowers, if anything, the best out of the whole bunch. Yeah. So I picked up a couple of things. So right here is some herbs. I'm trying to up my herb game this year because I want to bring some in for over the winter. And the best time to make sure they're healthy and strong is now while they're little babies and things like that. So when I did go, they were a little dry. They were, I mean, little dry. They, honey, bone dry. I said to myself, I know this lady ain't even tried to put no water on here, nothing. So what I'm doing now is I'm bottom watering. Any seedlings or seed starts or anything you're doing, always bottom water because it's going to soak it up. They have little holes at the bottom. I hope you can see that. Little holes at the bottom, and that soil is going to soak it up. So therefore, I won't do any damage on the plants because they're so young. They're little babies. They've probably been growing maybe 8 weeks, but they still little, and that hard spray or hard pour on top of them can destroy them. They might survive, but I don't want to take that chance. I really don't. So I'm going to let it sit until I see the top or feel the top that is moist. So that way, when the water is coming through the cups, the roots are getting the water more so than the leaves and the maybe first layer of soil. It'll trickle down, but yeah, just bottom feed. So if you're doing seeds or having little transplants like this, always bottom water. Don't cause any stress to them. And by them being so young and there is a freeze going on, it's been cold here in Michigan and it's been difficult, especially for, experienced gardeners myself. We're itching to get outside. Any reason, anything, just to do anything outside. We're out there. But we haven't been. It's been cold, raining. I think nighttime temperatures have been down to the 20s. Yes, it's still winter. Don't let that sun out there fool you. It's still winter. Yeah. So anyway, so let's get back to the plants. So this one I got, this is cilantro. This is a chocolate basil. No, I'm sorry, cinnamon basil. And this one is the chocolate basil too. So they're two different types. You can see the different textures and the growth and everything. I want to say this is like more of Italian kind of basil. I'm not for sure. I'm gonna have to look it up. But anyway, and then I have some borage. Borage is really good. I've had it before. It's really, really good. It's an annual, so yeah, it's not gonna come back. So, but I will be looking for some seeds for this. I wonder if I could overwinter it. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. And then over here, I got some lemon balm. It's very, very good. This is a perennial. So wherever I plant it, that's where it's gonna be. So I think I'm gonna keep one outside and see how it does over the winter time. And then I'm gonna bring one in, because I could buy two. Bring one in and overwinter it in the house, depending on how big it get. I don't know. But anyway, so back to going to the store and picking them out. So this year, I usually do a whole bunch of peppers and a whole bunch of tomatoes, but I didn't want to do that because I want to take you step by step on how to purchase your plant starters. They call starters. And for beginner gardeners, I think this is the best way to start, to get your feet wet. You know, the nurseries have been planting these since January, and they've been on it in order for you guys to get them in time for the spring and summer planting. So they've been planting since January, maybe the middle of December, depending on what's going on. So like this habaneros, super hot peppers take a very long time to germinate. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the heat. I have no idea. But they do. So this one here, I lucked up, and this is a secret. Don't tell nobody. Sometime you can find a seed start that has 4, maybe 3 plants. They put the seeds in there, and they may put like maybe 2 or 3 seeds in there, and it's on a chance, like I said, 50-50 chance. They all will germinate, as you can see here. Maybe 1 or 2 will germinate, or none will germinate. Well, I just was lucky. I got me 4 of these because I was going to buy one and seed some more to show you, but I don't have to seed anything because I got 4. So what I'm going to wait, maybe in another couple of, not even in a couple of weeks, maybe in a week, maybe 10 days, because I wanted to keep them in there so they can get some fertilizer, a little bit of fertilizer. But these guys, they're healthy, they're beautiful. These are their starter leaves. When you see these come up, these are just the starter leaves. These are the one that coat the rest of these. So these here are the true leaves. That's what we're looking for. The true leaves. When you go, you want to look for the true leaves. You can't really see because of this color, but true leaves is nice and green. Are the stalks nice and healthy? Are they standing up? Beautiful. Considering they was dry as a bone, but they look pretty good. So if you can just, I'm not saying go tell the people store up, but if you look up and find one, maybe 2 or 3 of them in there, grab it, because you done pay what, $2.99 for 1 container and you got 3 plants. That's awesome. In my case, I paid $1.99 and I got 4 plants. So I will be separating those and potting them up to put in something else. So now the greenhouse are equipped to do mass production. They have the heaters, they have they have everything that they need to mass produce like this. I mean, they had a full table of these, thousands of them. This is my little pepper. But he's healthy. He had his true leaves. He's green. No problems. Nothing. I still bought him feed water. I gave him some water and fertilizer, matter of fact, last night. So every 10 days, I will put a drop of worms tea just in the water and just let them soak it up. So it'll be another 10 days before I give them some more. And by that time, I'm going to be putting them out, but they will be totally covered. So, yeah. But I've only had them out for a little. They've been, these, even in the nursery, they've been in the nursery since seed start. So I can't put them out in the cold because this is a warm weather, hot weather plant. And if I leave them outside, they will die. But I am going to start doing is taking them outside for maybe about 20 minutes in the sun and get used to the wind. So they call it inoculating or transitioning from the inside of the hot house or the warmth of your home to transitioning for outside so they could be tough. So I will be doing that for about a week, and I'm still watching the weather. If it's still too cold, I won't, but I won't have to spend that week transitioning, getting them used to the UV rays, the wind, the temperatures, and everything. I won't have to do that because they're already being done. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, super hot peppers take a really long time to germinate. So I know habaneros. I grew them last year, and I grew a lot of them. So in order for this baby to get this side, I'm thinking they would have had to start these probably like at the beginning of the new year. Maybe. I would say February. We'll be in March. I would say, yeah, January. January. Because they take so long. Because it's a hot plant. I don't know why, but it does. So, but my baby, she little. That's all right, though. She going to be big and strong. Yep. So we're going to put that one back. Okay. So those are peppers, the hot peppers. So I did purchase some bell peppers. This is the California Wonder. This is like a staple in everybody's garden. But he is strong. He has true leaves. He got a nice, thick, sturdy stalk. He got 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of true leaves. So that's good. And got one in there. Okay. So I bought 3 of these here. Bought 3 of these. And back here, I moved my tomatoes because I don't know what was going on. I maybe it was a bad seed starting soil, and that happens. But I call myself being cautious, being careful, but something was going on, and I was like, hey, I can't have that. So what I did, I took a container, regular container. I think I bought some cookies or something in here, and it had holes in there, and I was like, look, I need to put them in cups. I used my cups. And the other cups that I did have, they weren't clean and sterilized, and I just couldn't take it. So I just put them in there, and I put a nice amount of soil in there. Make sure, you have drainage hole. You got to have drainage holes. I don't care what you plant them in, but you have to have drainage holes so the water can go out, but yet the soil can hold water. And this was a week ago I did this, and they look much better. Oh, they look much better. And I do believe these are my beefsteaks. Yeah, my beefsteaks tomatoes. And back here is my green tomatoes. Oh, yeah, they look much better. Much, much better. And I potted these up on the 24th. I'm sorry. So, yeah, about a week. The 24th. So when they get a little bit more healthier, a little bit more size, I should have some cups available to put them in. So yeah, because they'll be sitting in here for a minute. And yeah. And over here is my Roma tomato. And it's getting big. Roma. Yep, I potted her up on the 10th, and look at her. Beautiful leaves. The stalks is thick. If you can see those little bitty hairs that's on them right there, those are actually roots. So eventually, when I go to plant her, she's going to be kind of big. When I go to plant her, I'm going to have to make sure that I know I'm going to be covering a lot of that. Plant tomatoes and peppers, you can plant deep. You can. And I'm going to show you why. Not so deep that you bring the soil all the way up here. No, you're going to kill the plant. But enough to where I would say where these little starter leaves are at, that's where I'll plant them to. Right there. And it's going to grow. It's going to be gorgeous. These are going to be some knockout tomatoes. Gorgeous. So, yeah. So, you want to make sure when you go pick them up, there's no yellowing. You know, there's no curlingness. This looks like a little curl, but I'm going to let him do his thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that one. But anyway, make sure they're not, yellow. They're not drooping. They look healthy. The color got a nice emerald green color to them. Green color to them. That's what you're looking for in those box stores or nurseries and things like that. You want to make sure you pick the best because you're paying a lot of money for these. You know, like I said, you could, if you look up and find a nursery, a good nursery, like I said, I paid $1.99 for these bad boys. You know, and $1.99 is not really bad considering how much bell peppers cost in the grocery store per pound. If you can find some vegetables that's $1.99 per pound, you hit a lick, honey. Grab it. But this is going to sustain me all summer, all winter. Because when they grow up and I pick them, I cut them up. I cut them up and I freeze them. Then that way come wintertime, the holidays, I spend less time chopping celery and onions and stuff. I've already chopped them up and I freeze them, to proportion size. And I'm going to show you all that too. Not only are we going to be growing food, we're going to learn how to save some food. Yep. We're going to do all that. Now, in my last video, I told you that I had started some more seeds because they did not germinate. Well, they did, but sparsely. Well, these are the same seeds that I started. Now, outside, they were a little slow because they're in the cold. Even though they are cold-tolerant plants, they're just moving a little slow because it's cooler now. It's freezing. But in here, they sprouted up. I seeded these 3 days ago. That is mustard greens. And I think these are bok choy, purple bok choy, because I only had 2 of them. And look at that. Look at that. 3 days ago. Because they in the house. I keep my house on 70. So it's warm. So they're going to sprout. So since they are sprouted like that, I have to keep them very close to the light. Because as you can see, they're getting a little leggy. And also I've noticed anything with a different color, a color combination, it tends to slow because on the right side of the screen, those are green. Yeah, those are green mustards. Over here is the red mustards. So yeah, I've been recognizing that. So when you become a little bit more experienced, you'll be like, well, I noticed this and that does that, so let me do that. Yeah. I can't believe it. 3 days. And yeah, those are the greens. These are my purple bok choys. And look how much they've grown up. I got to get them close to the light because they're reaching for the light. And I gave them a little water last night as well. So yeah, everything is popping. These right here are my peas. I got some peas. In 3 weeks, I'll be setting these out, but I wanted to start them indoors because we have critters around here and they like to eat my peas, and I'm just not having it this year. I mean it. I mean it, I tell you. Yeah. So when you're picking out your tomatoes, you want to make sure that they're strong. The stalk is strong, it's sturdy. You do all that and it's still hanging on. Get it. It has a beautiful color, healthy leaves, no problems at all. When I potted these up from the small cups, I added a little bit of earthworm castings into the soil, to give it a little bit of nourishment, vitamins and everything. Not too much, but just a little bit to help it grow. And I know you're going to be hearing me a lot talking about earthworm castings, earthworm tea. Earthworms are vital to us, just like the bees are vital to the plants. The bees pollinate from flower to flower, and that's how you get your fruits and vegetables. Well, the earthworm does this thing on the underneath. It tunnels through the dirt, so therefore good airflow can go get to the roots. And also their secretions or their poop also nourishes the roots as well. So everything has a purpose. There's a cycle for everything. The bees pollinate the flowers, the worms, I guess, pollinate the roots, you know. But yeah, that's why I'm trying to build up my herb game, because I know lemon balm attracts bees and butterflies. So that's what I want. That's what I was lacking last year. I tried to do everything else, and I was like, why are you doing extra stuff when you can just get a couple of herbs and things that attracts the good pollinators? You want things that brings the pollinators in so they can pollinate the flowers and things like that. And also, they are good for deterring bad pollinators like aphids and cucumber beetles and stuff. We'll get into it all today. Just don't worry about it. But I just wanted to give you a couple of tips on how to purchase plants or starts from your local box stores or your nurseries, things like that. Look at that little fella. He's healthy. He's nice. Nice green, anything yellow. And then stick your finger down in there. You can tell how often that they water. Yeah, he is nice and moist now. How often they water their plants. And you pick it up, look at it. Look at the roots. Any roots coming from the bottom. Well, this one shouldn't right now, but in a couple of weeks it will. So, and look at it. Take your fingers, smell it. Yeah. And that's how we do it. So that's what I want my beginners to look. Now, they don't have all the plants out in the box stores now, I can tell you right there. So don't race out to give it a couple of more weeks before you go buying peppers and things like that. But if you can find you some like your lettuces and your herbs and things like that, get those. Like lavender. Lavender is a perennial. It's also smells good, and it draws the good bugs to you. So go ahead and spend like $2.99 on that lavender. Put it in a pot or in the ground where you're going to keep it. Don't dig it up during the wintertime, because I got some lavender out there. The thing was about as little as this little plant. It's big now. It's going to get even bigger to the point that I'm going to have to thin it out. But that's okay. It's a perennial, So, yeah. Look at that. I grew that myself from one little seed. And you can too. But anyway, let me get off this video. And I want y'all to like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification button so you know when I am uploading a video. Because you know it's going to be good. I can't believe that. Even the experience that I have, I get amazed at what I can do. Yeah. You could do it too. And you're going to do it. So, thanks for watching with Pam and Send the Garden. Hi, I'm Pam. And, yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.